The Cleveland Browns are now 5-8 after losing a tough game to the Cincinnati Bengals, and that leaves Cleveland again with another wasted season with a loaded roster. This team over and over again always finds a way to fail, and I know a lot of other fan bases may feel the same way, but this team just takes it to a whole nother level. So today I am going to take a deep dive into the Cleveland Browns to figure out why they always fail year after year, or if they really are just the mistake on the lake. Anyways, now since the NFL season is starting to wrap up and there is so much to talk about, I'm going to be pumping out as much content as I can for you guys, so I would really appreciate all of your support. I'm also still going to be posting about the NBA as well, so make sure to stay tuned for those. Anyways, it only takes 5 seconds to like and subscribe, plus you can always change your mind. I'm now on the road to 10k subscribers, and I know you all can help me get there very fast. And by the way, thank you guys so much for getting me past 7k. It truly means the world, and we are just growing super fast right now. So the Browns have really been up and down so far this season, but now they finally have their quarterback of the future, and if this one doesn't work out, then I don't even really know what to say. We all know the history of this team. Year after year, it doesn't matter how much promise this team has, it doesn't matter what players are on the team, it doesn't matter what coaching staff they have. I hate to say it, but Juju was right, the Browns is the Browns. At this point, I think you could put a Pro Bowl roster in Browns uniforms and that team would still find a way to mess things up. It's almost impossible to get things wrong this many times in a row. They had that one Cinderella playoff year in 2020, but besides that, this organization has been a complete dumpster fire. Anyways, now I'm done ranting about this team, and I actually want to get into why this team could be in serious trouble yet again moving forward. So in the most recent loss to the Bengals, the Browns defense was non-existent in the second half, allowing Joe Burrow to throw for 239 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now I know 23 points may not seem like a lot, but if you actually watch this game, you could see that nobody really cared enough to try. I really do think the coaching staff has already lost the locker room. There was a play on the goal line where Jadeveon Clowney was standing right next to the ball carrier and literally just watched him walk into the end zone and didn't even make an attempt at a tackle. That honestly sums up what's happened to different Browns teams throughout the years. They will have a few bad losses due to horrific coaching and play calling. Usually it involves one loss that should have been impossible to happen. Then the whole locker room will split up and nobody respects the coach. Then after that, everyone stops trying and the year is over. It really seems like the fan base is more ready for game days than the actual players. Anyways, getting back on track, 2022 has kind of been a weird season for the Browns, so fans shouldn't be completely ready to panic, except we all know that something is somehow gonna go wrong. But I don't think anyone expected Cleveland to do anything this year with Jacoby Brissett playing QB for 11 games, and he actually played well. He was one of the best QBs to play for the Browns in the last 20 years, and this team should be 7-6. Of course they're not, and it's always woulda, coulda, shoulda, but those Jets and Chargers losses were absolutely tragic. That Jets one was absolutely impossible, but somehow they made it happen. The Browns now only have a 0.4% chance to make the playoffs, so this season is basically over. So this is going to be a great practice run for Watson. He basically has 6 games and a full offseason to get ready for next year. And again, if he sucks, I really do think, as loyal as Browns fans are, we could start to see some of them give up on this team. Moving on, now I need to talk about Kevin Stefansnki and how he refuses to use Nick Chubb, because it just baffles me as well as so many of you. It's almost like he's trying to lose. I want to know what Chubb did to make Kevin hate him so much, but he's literally the best running back in the world right now, and for some reason he doesn't get used. I don't know what they're saving him for. He's in the prime of his career right now, but Stefanski is literally just wasting talent. The Browns really need to hire a real offensive coordinator because Stefanski is not good enough to manage the game and also call plays, and really he can't do any of that because he is one of the worst game managers I have ever seen. He's always overthinking every play call. It will be 3rd and 1 and he will run a long developing play that will result in a 2-yard loss, and then we will go for it and not get it when all we had to do was run up to the line and get a guaranteed first down from a Brissett sneak. And as I was saying, Kevin just has no feel for the game, plus his speeches will put you to sleep. But don't get me wrong, I don't want to fire him. I just don't see how firing him makes this team any better off, but he's got to lose that play sheet. and Joe Woods definitely needs to be fired this offseason because I've never seen a defense be so lazy and unaccountable. Alright, so now that I've ranted about all the negative things about this team, I want to talk about the few positives because even though it feels hopeless, this team does have the roster to make a deep run next year, but I know Browns fans are so tired of saying next year. Anyways, the Browns have one of the best offensive lines in the whole league, and most of them are happy here, so having that along with a superstar mobile QB should be a great force to have next season. They also have a solid receiving core, maybe they could use one more guy, but Amari Cooper has been one of the best receivers in the league. They're still going to have Nick Chubb and maybe Kareem Hunt, but I do think he's going to want out of here because it's embarrassing how they use him, but Dearness Johnson is also sitting right behind him, so it won't be much of a problem. The Browns also have lots of talent on defense. They definitely need to get new defensive tackles because the ones they have are completely useless. They pretty much just take up space, but all around, they have the talent to be respectable on that end. They just need a better coordinator that will hold each player accountable. But yeah, overall, this team has hope, even if it doesn't seem like it. I know something is probably going to go wrong, but we can't ignore the talent that this team has. Let me know in the comments below what you think the Browns should do this offseason to improve for next year, and let me know what your expectations are for Deshaun Watson, because I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say. I know Browns fans have been patiently waiting for a Super Bowl for a long time, and this is the closest they've ever been, so it's really going to be now or never for this franchise. I can't even imagine what downtown Cleveland would look like if the Browns ever did win a Super Bowl. I know the Cavs parade had over 1 million people, but for the Browns, the whole city would burn down, and there would probably be over 5 million people at the parade. Anyways, we can keep dreaming. Deep inside, we know it's never gonna happen. At least this team is finally watchable, because for years they weren't even good enough to get 5 first downs in a single game. But anyways, Cleveland is just gonna have to finish off this season strong with some dignity. Maybe they can get back to 500 if Watson plays well. It's just tragic how we found ways to lose winnable games because the Browns really should be 7-6 right now and in the hunt. But that's all I have to say for this one. There has just been so much craziness going on in the NFL so far this season, and it's been so much fun to watch. I covered a lot in this video, and obviously there's so much more to talk about. I'm going to continue to pump out as much NBA and NFL content as possible, so I would really appreciate it if you would join me for the ride. I'm on the road to 10k subscribers, and I believe y'all can help me get there. Also, one more thing, make sure to comment below what you want to see next. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and until next time, I'll see you all later.